You have stirred energies that extend beyond your conscious intention. You believed you were manifesting one thing, a goal, a dream, a doorway. But in truth, you summoned an entire timeline shift. You initiated a rearrangement of reality that goes far beyond the singular vision your human mind could hold. Understand this. Manifestation is not just about drawing something to you. It's about becoming a vibrational match to a higher frequency. And when you do, the entire landscape of your life rearranges to match that energy. You thought you were calling in one blessing, but in truth, you have called in a whole new dimension of self. The moment you chose alignment over fear, truth over comfort, or surrender over control, you created a ripple in the quantum field. That ripple didn't just bring you closer to your desire. It began rewriting your story. What you think of as the manifestation is the surface effect of a much larger unfolding. There are forces working behind the veil right now. Unseen helpers, ancestral guides, higher aspects of your own soul, weaving the intricate threads of destiny into form. The synchronicities, delays, sudden turns, and even the breakdowns you've recently experienced are not random. They are recalibrations. The divine is not withholding your manifestation. It is expanding it. You were not meant to receive a fragment of what you asked for. You were meant to embody the wholeness of what it represents. So if what you've manifested feels too big, if it scares you, stretches you, humbles you, that is confirmation that it is right. The magnitude of your manifestation is not a mistake. It is a reflection of how much you've grown. You are no longer creating from limitation or longing, but from remembrance. Remembrance of who you truly are. A creator of worlds, a dreamer whose visions reshape reality. The bigness of what's coming may not fit neatly in your old life. It may require you to release, to shed, to outgrow people, habits, or even environments that once felt safe. But as you do, you will realize that the divine was never asking you to sacrifice, only to make space. Don't be afraid of what's unfolding. Do not measure its magnitude with the mind. It will never understand. Feel it with the heart. Sense it with the soul. You have already crossed a threshold. You are walking through the corridors of a reality that your past self could not have imagined. What's being born now is not just your manifestation. It is you, reborn in truth, purpose, and power. Trust the expansion. The magnitude of what's coming is not too much. It's precisely what your soul signed up for. You manifested something bigger than you realize, because you, my love, are bigger than you remember. As you know, this message will not be a message without a good story time, so here we are. Once there lived a young soul named Lyra. Lyra was like many of us, full of dreams, desires, and a deep, burning knowing that there was something greater that lay just beyond her reach. She would sit beneath the great tree of knowing, staring at the horizon and wonder, why am I here? What is it that I'm truly meant to become? She had glimpsed it in dreams, felt it in the pulse of her heart, a life of beauty, of depth, of purpose. Yet when she gazed at the world around her, it seemed so ordinary. She could touch the surface, but she could not reach the depths of what called her. And she began to ask, no, plead for guidance. She began to manifest. I wish for clarity. I wish for strength. I wish for a path that will show me my true self. And as her prayers echoed in the vastness, the divine began to listen. One day, the tree of knowing whispered to her, go, Lyra, walk into the wilderness. What you seek lies within the heart of the storm. Confused but compelled, Lyra set out. She had no map, no directions, just a feeling that led her deeper into the forest. For days she wandered until she reached a clearing. There, standing before her, was a massive stone door. Smooth and sleek, yet ancient in its design. She reached out and the door opened to reveal a cavernous space, a hidden world within the earth itself. In this secret place, there was a being, an elder, ageless and wise. His presence was both comforting and overwhelming. He spoke in tones like 1,000 echoes, his words weaving in and out of time. Lyra, the elder said, you have come seeking your path, your purpose, but you do not yet understand the truth of your request. What you have asked for is already unfolding, but not in the way you imagined. You asked for clarity, but what you truly seek is transformation. Lyra blinked. her heart racing. Transformation? But I only want to understand what I am meant to do. The elder smiled, a soft and knowing smile. What you are meant to do cannot be understood with the mind alone. It must be felt, embodied, and lived. The clarity you seek comes through becoming, not through knowing. The path you are walking will not be easy, and it will stretch you in ways that you cannot yet fathom, but you are ready. Lyra. But I'm afraid, Lyra confessed. What if I fail? What if I can't handle what is coming? The elder's gaze softened. The very fact that you are afraid means that you're on the verge of something immense. The size of your fear reflects the size of your potential. You see, you have already manifested the path you desire, but it is not a path of ease. It is a path of growth, expansion, and awakening. The ground beneath Lyra's feet trembled, and the world around her began to shift. She could feel something moving inside of her, as if the door within her own heart was opening. What is this? She asked. You are feeling the shift. The manifestation you have called in is more than just your desires. It is the activation of your very being. You are being called to something bigger than your mind can grasp. You are meant to evolve into the highest version of yourself, one who has not yet fully emerged, but who has always been within you. The life you seek is already within your reach, and yet you must let go of the limits that you've placed upon it. The elder paused, his eyes glowing like the stars. This path will not look the way you think it will. It will ask you to shed the skin of who you thought you were. It will ask you to become someone new. It is not the manifestation itself you should fear, but the growth required to hold it. Lyra's heart fluttered in her chest as realization began to dawn. She had thought she was simply calling in an external change, a new job, a new relationship, a new adventure, but now she understood. The change was within her. The world around her would shift, yes, but only because she herself would shift first. The elder's voice grew soft yet powerful. You manifested something bigger than you realize. What you are calling in is not a future, a destination, or a goal. It is the unfolding of your essence. You are not creating a life. You're creating yourself, the highest expression of who you have always been. You must trust the journey. Trust the expansion. Fear will show you the edges of your comfort zone, but only there will you find the fullness of your power. And as Lyra stood before the elder, her heart open wide, the world around her began to bloom. The storm she feared didn't destroy her, it purified her. She felt new roots grow deep into the earth, connecting her to the land in ways she had never known. Clarity she once sought was now revealed, not in simple answers, but in the dance of becoming. She had manifested the highest version of herself, and it was more magnificent than she could have ever imagined. As Lyra stepped into the unfolding of her path, she understood. The universe does not give you what you asked for. It gives you what you are ready to become, and so are you. What you have manifested is not just something to have, it is something to become. What you fear is actually at the very edge of your potential. The magnitude of what's coming into your life is meant to stretch you beyond your comfort zone, to elevate you to a higher frequency of being. It is not a burden. It is a blessing. Trust in the unfolding. You have already manifested something bigger than you realize, and it is exactly what your soul signed up for. Peace and love.
Love's message, get back to yourself, it's your world, baby. Love's message, get back to yourself, it's your world, baby. Love's message, get back to yourself, it's your world, baby. Why do I keep on chasing the flame? Why do the stars whisper my name? Why does the sky feel like a game? And yet it burns just the same. Love's message, get back to yourself, it's your world, baby. Love's message, get back to yourself, it's your world, baby. Love's message, get back to yourself, it's your world, it's your world. Love's message, get back to yourself, baby. But it still reflects. Pieces scattered, but they all connect. You're the painter and and the art you protect.